Everyone's talking about storytelling like it's a secret weapon. But here's the problem: most stories don't land. They wander in, drift around, and quietly exit without ever making the point they were supposed to make. But let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk, and I'll show you why it's not your story that's missing. It's how you get into it and how you bring your audience back out of it.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
One of the hottest topics in selling or professional speaking is storytelling. After all, when you tell a good story, you can make your key points more memorable. As a matter of fact, it's over 20 times more memorable than just presenting facts. What's more, a good story can inspire people to get behind the idea you're putting forth. It sounds like the art of storytelling is a can't-miss technique to energize the way we communicate. So why do so many people have trouble landing a good story? I'll bet you've been the recipient of plenty of stories that just don't land. It's confusing because so much has been written about how to tell a good story, and yet it isn't as easy as it seems. The truth is, most of the techniques that are written about storytelling seem to center on the story itself. Setting the mood, using bold adjectives to grab the attention of your audience, using the right words, and allowing your audience to use their imagination are all techniques that can make your story better. And unfortunately, there are two extremely important moves that are often left out. The first mistake people tend to make due to the focus on the story itself is they forget to transition to that story. Now, watch a good comedian and you'll learn that a joke or a story doesn't come from nowhere. The joke or story comes in so seamlessly that it feels as if he or she just thought to add the story. Not only that, it sounds as if the story is being told for the first time. Without the transition, it feels like the speaker's notes say this: insert the story here. Your audience can feel it. It's the difference between an audience feeling like a story is being told just for them, as opposed to feeling like they're listening to an old story that's been told too many times before. You can solve this first issue by carefully and deliberately crafting a transition to your story. I do believe in spontaneity, but not here. You can make this transition sound spontaneous, but that's going to come from the way you say your words versus the words themselves. A well-placed pause, followed by a facial expression that suggests, wait, I think this might help, fits well here. This will allow you to appear like you're accidentally stumbling into a story that you don't tell all the time. Now you can move to that great story of yours with a much more authentic feel to those who are listening. All right, let's keep going. The second and biggest mistake people tend to make is that there's no real transition back to the audience itself. Let's assume that the story you told is a story you've told a few times before. The more you tell that story, the more obvious it seems to be as to why it pertains to your main point. But that's to you. No matter how great a storyteller you may think you are, the reality is that your audience may drift away during stories. You may have told an interesting, funny, and powerful story, but there are no guarantees that your audience understands the moral of your story. They may not understand how that story relates directly to them, and ironically, it may serve only as a distraction from the point you're trying to make. We solve this second issue by methodically transitioning back to your audience. Don't just finish your story and assume the connection has been made. Be clear and try using phrases like these. The reason why I told you that story is because. Or, what that story means to you is this. Or, now, let me directly connect you to this story. I'm not questioning the value of a good story, but I'm questioning how well those good stories serve as tools for you to prep your audience for your message. Focus on those transitions, and you won't be just telling stories. You'll land those stories, making those key moments much more effective to those who are listening.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.